We begin CBS2 News at 5 with breaking news in the case against the man accused of being the notorious Golden State Killer. We are just learning DNA from a tissue left in a trash can by Joseph James DeAngelo led to his arrest. Detectives have linked him to the killings by plugging DNA from one of the scenes into a genealogy website. The tissue helped make the final DNA match. All of these new details come after a judge unsealed nearly 200 pages of court records this afternoon.
That decision gives a clearer picture of the extent of those alleged crimes. DeAngelo is suspected of committing at least a dozen murders and about 50 rapes in the 1970s and 80s. Right now, working to comb through all those documents which were released today. We'll have much more on the picture that they paint ahead on CBS2 News at 6.
Caught on camera, Torrance police shot and killed a man who they say came at them with a knife.
Now, that officer-involved shooting happened in front of several stunned witnesses.
It was in the middle of a parking lot in the 20,000 block of Hawthorne Boulevard, where witnesses say the man had been acting strange.
CBS 2's Michelle Gili is there live with details and more of the video. Michelle.
Police behind me just began searching this green Saturn. It could be connected to the suspect. A check of the license plate comes back to a very common name. Meantime, witnesses are sharing some pretty crazy stories from here today. They say that this man, they saw him ranting and raving and running around with a knife. At one point, someone heard him yell to police, "You can shoot me." The video shows an officer firing a less than lethal round at the man, who continues to swing a knife as police in the parking lot kept shouting orders to stay down. A bystander recorded a few more less lethal shots. When police say the suspect didn't comply, standing up and then walking toward them, several officers fired their guns at him.
He had his chest out and his arm was coming out, and he just marching straight to him. He was topless. He was not going to stop.
Brandon Halleck is the witness who shot the video on his cell phone. People in the Torrance shopping center at Del Amo and Hawthorne told him that they saw the suspect acting strangely and holding a snake. A manager at Togo's called the police around 8:45 a.m. after he saw the suspect running around the parking lot and waving a knife at customers.
Another woman saw him pull out a knife, and so I did too, and he went up to some random guy's car who parked right next to him and brought the knife out to the guy's window, and then the guy drove off.
Torrance police had no information about the man who was killed.
I believe officers used a restraint in the situation as they tried even less than lethal options. Officers did their best to de-escalate the situation. Unfortunately, the individual did not comply with the officer's orders.
And again, back to that green Saturn behind me, we saw investigators pulling out some bedding and some clothing and paperwork, but we are not clear whether this car is connected at all to what happened here today. We do know that police recovered 2 knives from the parking lot here, and there was also an aquarium where a snake would live. That's the latest live in Torrance. Back to you.
Michelle, thank you so much. Well, the search is on right now for a 4th suspect in a man's murder. Detectives already arrested 3 men. Detectives say 20-year-old Julian Andrade was beaten unconscious at an Azusa home, then left to die in a remote canyon. Police arrested 3 between the ages of 18 and 21, but they are still looking for 21-year-old Matthew Luzon. Officers believe he argued with the victim, and then later the 4 suspects beat him with a metal chair, a rock, and a broken glass pipe before dumping him over a roadway.
I can't believe that these kids that young are capable of doing such a horrific thing to my son.
A driver's tips led deputies to the body. Now investigators hope either someone can help them track down Luzon or that he turns himself in.
Police in Huntington Beach released security photos of a man they say robbed 2 banks exactly a month apart. Investigators say a man in his 50s entered a One West Bank on Yorktown Avenue on May 30th, pointed a handgun at employees and demanded cash. Police say the same suspect robbed a First Bank on Main Street on April 30th. In both robberies, a teller gave the man an unknown amount of cash. No one was hurt.
Turning now to the weather, what a difference 24 hours can make.
It is bright and sunny out there after several days of May gray. Nothing but warm weather and sunny skies.
That's right, CBS 2's Garth Kemp joins us now with the first look at the forecast and the good news for the weekend. Garth?
Yeah, it's going to be warming up for us. We're not going to be strong offshore wind-wise, so that's going to help the beaches stay somewhat reasonable. But way inland, we're going to really get up there. So please take care of your pets, take care of yourself. It's going to get hot out there. 70 degrees right now. What a day today. Things did thin out just like I thought they would. We burned off the marine layer rapidly this morning. In the valley, some spots didn't see any of it. And I think we're going to continue that pattern over the next 72 hours before we start to see a return. Already 100 if you're going out through the Coachella area. Palm Springs, excessive heat watches out there. 87 up into the high deserts, 82 Ontario, and 76 into Fullerton. Here's the difference from yesterday. 17 degrees warmer up in the high deserts, about 11 degrees warmer in the high country. Everybody else anywhere between a couple of degrees and a half dozen degrees or so warmer than 24 hours ago. We'll show you the heat up for the weekend. That's coming up in just a few minutes. Back to you guys.
All right, Garth, thank you. The U.S. North Korea summit is back on now.
That's right. President Trump let the world know moments after meeting with Pyongyang's top envoy this morning at the White House.
CBS 2 political reporter Dave Bryan is here with the on-again face-to-face that could be the first of many, Dave.
It could, and very serious business, of course, between the two countries. But, you know, the president likes to throw a little drama in, and this was certainly dramatic today. It's not clear exactly what might come out of the Singapore summit, but just the fact that it's now on again is pretty amazing. And while hopes are high for an agreement that would denuclearize North Korea, the Trump administration is tamping down high expectations for a dramatic result coming out of this summit.
You people are going to have to travel because you'll be in Singapore on June 12th.
The announcement followed a face-to-face meeting with North Korean Vice Chairman Kim Jong-chol, who hand-delivered a letter from Kim Jong-un.
Really, this was a letter presentation that ended up being a 2-hour conversation.
Kim Jong-chol spent 2 days in talks with Secretary of State Mike Pompeo in New York, where the two sides hashed out the details of the summit. The U.S. is looking for verifiable and irreversible denuclearization of the Korean Peninsula, while North Korea wants economic sanctions lifted. President Trump downplayed expectations for the meeting.
It'll be a beginning. I don't say, and I've never said it happens in one meeting. You're talking about years of hostility, years of problems.
Last week, the president backed out of the summit because of threats made from Pyongyang. He now says that's all forgotten.
I think we're over that, totally over that, and now we're going to deal, and we're going to really start a process.
While the White House is cautiously optimistic, at least one congressional leader warns, be careful.
It's going to be quite a challenge, and I think for these situations to work, you have to not want the deal too much. If you fall in love with the deal, and it's too important for you to get it, and the details become less significant, you could get snookered.
Now, President Trump did say the Singapore summit might lead to a peace treaty that would formally end the Korean War, which was actively fought in the 1950s, but has never been officially ended. And the president characterized the summit as more of a getting-to-know-you meeting, predicting there would probably be others to come. So, good to have some pretty amazing developments.
Yeah,
you know?
at least for now.
That's
yeah.
right, absolutely.
Okay.
We'll see if it happens or not.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Thanks, Dave.
Thank you.
Well, after months of threats, a trade war is looming after the U.S. tariffs have worked on imported aluminum and steel. They took effect today. Canada, Mexico, and the European Union and the key U.S. allies are firing back today by imposing tariffs on goods shipped from here. So the White House claims the tariffs are necessary to protect American business and workers as well. German Chancellor there, Angela Merkel, calls them illegal and a threat that will result in damaging everyone.
The U.S. economy is apparently roaring. The Labor Department revealing today 223,000 jobs were added just last month, and the unemployment rate fell to 3.8%. That's the lowest in 18 years. It's also 92 straight months of job creation, and most economists expect that to continue.
We will know the name of L.A.'s next police chief in just a few days.
I've got 3 great people, have not made a decision. I'm not leaning one over the next. All 3 of them are coming in for kind of a set final round of interviews, and I've been talking to a lot of really great community stakeholders, and I'll make a decision at the beginning of the week.
And here are the finalists, according to the LA Times. San Francisco Police Chief William Scott, LAPD Deputy Chief Robert Arcos, and First Assistant Chief Michael Moore.
That's right. After 8 years as LA's top cop, Chief Charlie Beck is retiring June 27th on his 65th birthday.
New calls for comedian Samantha Bee to lose her job, just as we learn about a possible second life for the Roseanne reboot.
Plus pit maneuvers, spike strips, they don't stop a slow speed pursuit. Not even bystanders jumping in. And the fallout of the spectacle yet to come.
And the latest local city to ban plastic starting today.